AMP value equivalent to $0.69 a coin. The present exchanged cost range is 68072. The earlier day close at 071. The change was 0.2 to 82%. Reverse rate, US to AMP. AMP figure for August 2024. Initially cost at $0.65. Excessive costs pre, while low cost on is 6.5. The found the middle value of costs at 71. AMP cost estimate toward the month's end 0.75. Change for August 15.4%. AMP cost expectation for September 2024. To start with cost at $0.75. Exorbitant cost 0.93, while low costs 0.75. The found the middle value of cost in 3. AMP cost estimate toward the month's end 0.87. Change for September 16%. AMP estimate for October 2024. To start with cost at $0.97. Exorbitant costs 0.94, while low costs 0.2. The arrived at the midpoint of costs rotate. AMP cost conjecture toward the month's end 0.8. Change for October 1%. AMP cost expectation for November 2024. At the outset cost at $0.88. Excessive cost 0.09, while low cost 0.88. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 0.97. AMP cost conjecture toward the month's end on 2. Change for November 59%. AMP conjecture for December 2024. At the outset cost at $0.12. Excessive cost 0.126, while low cost 0.02. The found the middle value of cost 0.112. AMP cost estimate toward the month's end 0.118. Change for December 15.7%. AMP cost expectation for January 2025. First and foremost cost at $0.118. Exorbitant cost 0.127, while low cost 0.111. The found the middle value of cost 0.119. AMP cost estimate toward the month's end 0.119. Change for January's 8%. AMP estimate for February 2025. First and foremost cost at $0.119. Excessive cost 0.133, while low cost 0.115. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 0.123. AMP cost figure toward the month's end 0.124. Change for February 2%. AMP cost expectation for Walk 2025. Before all else cost at $0.124. Excessive cost 0.137, while low cost 0.119. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 0.127. AMP cost figure toward the month's end 0.128. Change for spring 2%. AMP gauge for April 2025. To start with cost at $0.128. Exorbitant cost 0.151, while low cost 0.128. The found the middle value of cost 0.137. AMP cost gauge toward the month's end 0.141. Change for April 2%. AMP cost expectation for May 2025. At the outset cost at $0.141. Excessive cost 0.157, while low cost 0.137. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 0.146. AMP cost conjecture toward the month's end 0.147. Change for May 3%. AMP gauge for June 2025. To start with cost at $0.147. Exorbitant cost 0.164, while low cost 0.142. The found the middle value of cost 0.152. AMP cost gauge toward the month's end 0.153. Change for June 1%. AMP cost expectation for July 2025. To start with cost at $0.153. Exorbitant cost 0.167, while low cost 0.145. The found the middle value of cost 0.155. AMP cost gauge toward the month's end 0.156. Change for July 2%. AMP gauge for August 2025. To start with cost at $0.156. Exorbitant cost 0.173, while low cost 0.151. The found the middle value of cost 0.161. AMP cost gauge toward the month's end 0.162. Change for August 8%. AMP cost expectation for September 2025. In the first place cost at $0.162. Exorbitant cost 2:1, while low cost 0.162. The found the middle value of cost 0.178. AMP cost gauge toward the month's end 0.188. Change for September 16%. AMP gauge for October 2025. In the first place cost at $0.188. Exorbitant cost 233, while low cost 0.188. The found the middle value of cost 207. AMP cost gauge toward the month's end 0.118. Change for October 16%. AMP cost expectation for November 2025. First and foremost, cost at $0.18. Exorbitant costs $0.18, while low costs are $1.77. The found the middle value of cost $2.01. AMP cost estimate toward the month's end Zimplanner. Change for November 12.8%. AMP estimate for December 2025. First and foremost, cost at $0. Exorbitant costs $0.1, while low costs are $1.49. The found the middle value of costs are $1.72. AMP cost gauge toward the month's end $1.6. Change for December 15.8%. AMP cost expectation for January 2026. To start with, cost at $0.16. Exorbitant costs $0.17, while low costs $0.148. The found the middle value of cost $0.159. AMP cost gauge toward the month's end $1.59. Change for January 6%. AMP gauge for February 2026. To start with, cost at $0.159. Exorbitant costs $0.159, while low costs $0.125. The found the middle value of cost $0.144. AMP cost conjecture toward the month's end $1.34. Change for February 15.7%. AMP cost expectation for WARC 2026. In the first place, cost at $0.134. Exorbitant costs $0.134, while low costs $0.25. The found the middle value of cost $0.122. AMP cost gauge toward the month's end $1.13. Change for spring 15.7%. AMP gauge for April 2026. In the first place, cost at $0.113. Exorbitant costs $0.113, while low costs $0.93. The arrived at the midpoint of costs $0.105. AMP cost figure toward the month's end ZI. Change for April 11.5%. Us to AMP expectation for May 2024. First and foremost, cost at 121.95 coins. Exorbitant cost 151.52, while low 108.70. The found the middle value of cost 129.33. The US to AMP estimate toward the month's end 135.14. Change for May 10.8%. Dollar to AMP gauge for June 2024. In the first place, cost at 135.14 coins. Exorbitant cost 169.49, while low 121.95. The found the middle value of cost 139.11. The US to AMP gauge toward the month's end 129.87. Change for June 39%. US to AMP expectation for July 2024. In the first place, cost at 129.87 coins. Exorbitant cost 166.67, while low 129.87. The found the middle value of cost 145.07. The US to AMP estimate toward the month's end 153.85. Change for July 18.5%. Dollar to AMP estimate for August 2024. First and foremost, cost at 153.85 coins. Exorbitant cost